Well, hello, top flighters. We are out here in Callaway Gardens, Northwest Georgia. Okay, so we are here in North Georgia. We're at Pine Mountain for our 19th anniversary, wedding anniversary. It's so peaceful out here, very peaceful. It's just the beauty of nature is mesmerizing. So today we are going to be talking about unity in the marriage, what it means to have unity in the marriage, as well as what are some of the things that cause disunity. So first we're going to talk about what it means to have unity in the marriage. Honey, what does it mean to have unity in the marriage?
Okay. And unity in marriage, what does that mean? And we're just expressing how important it is to have unity. And unity is marriage is not complicated. It's and as simple as it is, it's oftentimes not exercised. And it's just being in one accord, in unison, being of the same mind. Having a picture or having a goal or a destination in mind, and recognizing what it takes or what it would take to achieve or attain that goal. And that's what unity is. It's just being I would just say in one word or one phrase, I would say being of the same mind.
Being of the, I mean,
like one mind, like two minds coming together making one.
Two minds coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Even with just taking your marriage vows, we're called to operate in oneness. Oneness with each other, and when you become one, you're literally uniting.
Right. Right.
And so, what causes unity though? When you're vibrating on the same frequency, when you guys are sharing, like Jermaine said, understanding each other's goals and sharing, building each other up. Unity is when you
feel that breeze.
I do. I feel that nice breeze.
Yeah.
Unity is when you actually when you speak nicely to your spouse, you say nice things and you're complimenting, you affirm each other. That builds unity.
Of course, it all goes back to having a goal. What's the goal? What's the purpose? Why did you guys come together in the first place to be married? Why did you fall in love with this person? For what reason? Was it a physical attribute? Obviously, we are physically stimulated, motivated.
Men. Mostly men.
Mostly men. Women are too.
Yeah, we are, but mostly men. Men. It is said that men are mostly visually stimulated.
Visually stimulated. Men are mostly visually stimulated, but believe me, I believe that women are too. I mean, you know what I mean?
That's true. That has truth to it.
Okay, right? And so you come together with this person, with this other being, this other human being. For what purpose? To procreate, to build, businesses, family, faith. And so you have that end goal in mind. When you're drawn to this person for those reasons, those are some of the underlying goals that you have in mind. And so you just got to keep that focus. And so when you come together for those purposes, it's like think of it as like a sports team, because for any unit to succeed, there has to be unity and there has to be an end goal. And so when you have that goal in mind, you want to win that game, that next game, or you want to win that championship. You want to actually have a successful marriage. You want to last to the end. You want to have all the experiences that being married comes with. You have that goal in mind. There are certain things that you're not going to do to undermine that agreement or that union. There's some things that you're not going to do as a teammate to undermine that the team winning that game, that championship. There are certain things you're not going to do to undermine or to sabotage the marriage. You know, being successful, raising kids successfully, having a successful family, a successful marriage, you know, and all the experiences that comes with. So yeah, that it's all a part of it. And so when you find that marriages don't work, first of all is it's entered into with the wrong
mindset,
the wrong purposes. Sometimes those purposes can be vain, just shallow, you know, self-centered, and that happens. It happens, you know. It happens in this modern society that we're in, more so than not. However, when it is approached in the right spirit, with the right mindset, it can be successful. It will be successful.
So what about folks who enter into the marriage, you know, because when you first get married, you know, everything just seems so blissful, you know. It's like a bliss, you know. We're so you're going through the wedding ceremony. It's like the happiest day of your life, pretty much. And everything goes right. Everything seemed to go right on day one. I can't speak for day two, but day one when you're getting married, you know, it's just one of the, you hear that? The birds, y'all. Birds. Out here is,
I love it.
It's really nice out here.
Call me nature boy.
A nature girl. No, there is a nature boy already. You can't get that title.
I'm not taking that title. I'm just saying call me.
Oh, okay.
I just love nature.
And we're grounding.
Yep.
We're grounding. You're right. So anyway, but I look at marriage as, when it's not marriage, I'm sorry, unity as harmony. I think they're along the same line. When something is in harmony, it just sounds better. It's the same thing with the marriage. When you're in unity, when you're united in the marriage, then it's harmonious. You know, a lot of positive attributes come from a harmonious marriage. But also, I wanted to talk about what are some of the things that causes disunity. Because I have friends, you know, some of them, and when they tell me of some of the things that they go through, I see that as disunity in the marriage. And some of the things that they list are stuff like the way how they speak to each other, the way how spouses speak to each other, that could throw off the harmony and the unity in the marriage. And
right.
What else?
So what happens is, let's think about it. When that happens, ego gets in the way. You know, each member of that union starts to develop their own selfish ways for whatever reason. You know, maybe they're distracted by others. Maybe they become over imbalanced, because balance is important also. You have to balance time. If you operate in a business such as we do, you have to balance the time that you invest in the business with your family time. You have to care and nurture your marriage. And so whenever there's starting to be problems in a marriage, this is when one of the members of that union starts to develop self-centeredness. They've lost sight of what the goal is to begin with. They've lost sight of what the mission and the purpose for the union was in the first place, and they start to develop their own selfish ideals without the consideration of the union. So those are some of the things that happen.
And that's
in my opinion.
that's when you have broken that oneness cord.
That's when you've broken the oneness.
Because some of the other things that cause disunity. Because remember, when you're united, you're together. When you're not united, that's when you start introducing things into your marriage that is just not cool, like infidelity, not setting the right social positive atmosphere in the home,
Right. Not investing time
in yourself and also your spouse and your children. That can also cause disunity. What else causes disunity? When you're not connected to a higher source. You know, you have to be connected to something other than just what you see every day.
Right.
People or things. You have to stay connected because those things, they pass away.
So I just thought of something.
What's that?
Aren't there successful marriages between people that don't believe in a higher source?
Well, for what we can see from the outside, but on the inside, you can't really tell what's going on.
Well, you don't know. That's
That's right. And so
the reason why I asked that question is to prove the point that once you have an end goal, so you have two, let's say, individual that comes together that don't believe in a higher source, a higher being, or whatever the case may be, God or whatever you want to call it, you know, the universe, whatever. Those two individuals would still be in agreement with each other. You understand? So they could still have a successful marriage. You know, in that atmosphere. It is, of my opinion and our opinion, is that there is just balance, there is purpose, there is beauty in just connecting to source. You know, connecting to source in the spirit realm whenever you've entered into a marriage union. That's our opinion. Has been our experience. So important thing is unity. So let's go unity versus disunity. If you had to, someone asked you, so how can I bring unity into my marriage? 3 things or 4 things. Your own goal.
Set your purpose, be of one accord.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Just make a determination on what it is that you guys want to accomplish here. What do we want to accomplish? We love each other. Why do we love each other? Because I just love the way you look. I love your spirit. Our spirit resonate with each other.
Do our spirit resonate?
What? Resonate. Is there a higher level to resonate? To resonate?
We've experienced that, but we don't have a word for it. But our spirits resonate.
And listen, we're not perfect.
No, we're not.
And we have disagreements.
We sure do.
We're not giving the impression that we don't.
Yes, we do.
However, we have the end goal. So we have our family. We have, as most of you know, we have 4 children. And then, so we want to model
that's very important.
The good and the right.
We want our children to see what a real, like a fruitful marriage is supposed to look like. We want our girls to know how a husband is supposed to treat a wife, and we want our young men to know how a woman is supposed to treat, or a wife, supposed to treat a husband. And so that's
a common union. That's a common thread right there. For the betterment of our children.
Right. So we model that daily. Right. You know, we want when we let them out, they leave the house and they're off into the world, that we would have done everything in our capacity to ensure that they treat their wives right and their husbands or their spouses combined together. So that's one of the reasons why we are intentional. We are intentional about this marriage business right here. Right?
Of course. You gotta be intentional. And so we want to model that for our children. And we just want to have a good, successful experience.
That's it. We want to have a great journey.
Because even before children comes into the union, you marry this person because you love how they look. You love their spirit. It resonates with your spirit. There's just something that stands out about this person that's beautiful, and you want to have that experience with you along your life journey. So that's a decision that you make. And whether that be kids down the line, when you're dating, when you're serious in a relationship and you're looking down the road, years down the road, you may see children in that future. You may not. Some people decide not to have children. However, you see end result with this person in that union. And so you got to keep that focus and keep that goal. And when it gets tough and when it gets challenging, you have to reflect back on why you got involved with that person in the first place.
One of the things that I like to do, I like to talk to more experienced couples, older couples that have great marriages, that have been married for like 70 something years, 50 something years. And even less years, but I like to hear what their take on marriage is. And they always say, remember, when it comes on to being married, that you're taking two different sets of values, two different right.
Personality traits.
Right. So he has a different personality than I do. And so what we have to do is we have to learn how to fuse those together to make it one in harmony. And that's what unity is about. Disunity is when you're not willing to, like he says, you don't look at the end result. The end result for everyone in a marriage or any union or any relationship is one, to be happy. Happiness is key, right? And so you do everything in your power to ensure that happiness. Now, when you have another person involved, all you've got to do is just, in this case, where this person is supposed to be your equal, then you just ensure that, you guys vibrate on the same resonance. That's it.
Any other question?
Any other questions about unity and disunity?
All right. Put them in the comments below. We'll touch on them some other time. We're out here just enjoying this. This is beautiful. The air and is clean and cool.
And so one of the reasons why for our anniversary getaway, we decided to do nature. One of the reasons is because we know with everything that's going on with COVID and the pandemic, we just know that out here in this space, this is what we really wanted. Out in nature. I mean, if you guys could see, which we'll show you in another video, so please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we want to share with you this place. I think this is like a hidden gem to a lot of people. It's called Callaway Gardens. It's here in North Georgia, and it's Northwest Georgia.
Yeah, I think we're close. Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. It's very tranquil. There's pine trees everywhere, birds, different species.
And there may be other places like these, but we're explorers, and so we like to go check out new places. And we do the 5-star things also. You guys see some of our other videos. My experience, in our experience, it's important to be fluid, to get into flow and to be able to move in different spaces.
And balance, we need balance. We can't do ritzy all the time,
we're out here barefooted, grounding in nature. You
gotta learn to hit balance. You gotta balance. You gotta balance.
Yeah, you gotta balance.
If you look at the world,
look at nature. Perfect night and day. Just seasons, summer and winter. Everything is balanced. Everything flows. And so whenever we as human beings get out of balance, mind, body, and spirit, we're just not successful. It's hard to be. You just find like you're always just fighting upstream, so to speak. So we got to get into flow. You drink our water. You got my tangerine. You got our bananas.
We're doing the whole nature spill. I didn't eat mine yet.
Listen to the birds. They're singing to us. It's beautiful.
So listen, my friends, in this case, our friends, we want you to stay in top flight because we want you guys to, we have to all meet each other at the top, okay? So stay in top flight.